When will we have our first day under 100 degrees? I'll answer that million-dollar question right after this. But rest assured that Phoenix still has a few summer-like weeks ahead in store for us. Stick around and I'll tell you what your first day of fall will look like right after this. Now, everything to the west is much more calm and dry, and as we creep towards the end of summer, we can see that the temperatures around the country are starting to cool down. We did manage to stay mostly in the double digits today. Much bigger differences between the highs and the lows, which means that mornings and nights are becoming much cooler. There might be some leaves falling because Saturday marks the first official day of fall, and what a beautiful day to get us started into the fall festival season. There is lingering storm activity up that east coast, but if we take a closer look, we can see the most severe part of the storm is actually sitting back from the coast. That's 17 degrees above average, so we're really pushing the limits. But if all goes to plan, we've got one more triple-digit day, dropping down into the double digits. There is a cold front moving through that area, and that is responsible for those cooler temperatures. But what we're interested in is looking at this Pacific storm moving in through California, and it is going to start to make its way into Arizona over the next few days. We do have that 20% chance of rain on Wednesday, 50% on Thursday, thank you to that storm. But as it leaves us, it's going to leave us with temperatures plummeting down into the 70s even, 79 on Friday and Saturday before we make a little recovery up to 86 on Sunday. We're looking at Tropical Storm Sandy right now. Now, she's developing in the Caribbean and she's expected to become a Category 1 hurricane. Well, we've seen the heavy rainfall, flooding and hurricane-force winds of Sandy wreaking absolute havoc across the northeast. Now, for anyone else out there right now who is looking to vote this afternoon, your last few hours, it's going to be 88 degrees out there, dropping down to 60 by tonight. Perfect election watching weather. Now, call me biased, but I have very good reason, because this is the path of complete darkness that was made by a total solar eclipse earlier today. Now, although some cloud cover got in the way at times, it took the next 53 minutes for the moon to make its way completely across the sun before we saw this stunning view of a total solar eclipse. I think they were beautiful. The only thing that would have made them a little better would be probably sitting on the beach there, and it won't happen for another 17 years apparently. And we're into the last week of November, but it's still warm out there. I'll tell you what we can expect until we hit December coming up. Well, guys, if you're thinking it feels a little warmer than it should out there for the end of November, you wouldn't be wrong. Today's high of 83 was well above the average of 70 degrees. We basically have no major cloud cover over the state at the moment. It's either passing above us or below us. A place that's not quite getting this much snow, in fact nothing just yet, is of course sunny Arizona. And the highs around the state today were 73 in Bullhead City, 59 up in Grand Canyon. It is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous 82 degrees, not a breath of wind. And as we take a look into what the rest of our week's going to look like, as I said earlier, a lot of cloud cover all the way through, high 70s until Friday, and then amazingly, we're going to jump up into the 80s again for our first 2 days of December. So things look pretty good for us here with weather, and I hear just as good for a certain someone in sport. For him?
Well, guys, last show of the semester for the Tuesday crew.
Hard to believe.
It's been great. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Well, on our final Tuesday of the semester, that's it for Cronkite News.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.